For over 60 years, doctors have prescribed a remarkable little pill called Metformin. It has been a cornerstone of treatment for type 2 diabetes, helping millions of people around the world manage their blood sugar levels. For a very long time, the medical community felt quite confident that we understood exactly how it worked its magic. The story seemed simple enough. Diabetes is a condition where the body struggles to handle sugar, leading to high levels in the blood, which can cause all sorts of damage over time. Metformin stepped in as a reliable helper, and we thought its job was mainly focused on two key areas of the body. The primary belief was that metformin acted mostly on the liver. Your liver is a bit like a sugar factory and warehouse combined. It can make new sugar and store it for when you need energy. In people with type 2 diabetes, this factory sometimes works overtime, releasing too much sugar into the bloodstream, especially when it is not needed. Scientists believed metformin put the brakes on this process. It was thought to send a signal to the liver, telling it to calm down and produce less glucose. This action alone would significantly help lower overall blood sugar levels, making it a brilliant tool for managing the condition. Another key area we thought metformin worked on was the gut. When you eat a meal containing carbohydrates, your digestive system breaks them down into simple sugars like glucose. These sugars are then absorbed into your bloodstream. The thinking was that metformin made this process less efficient. It seemed to reduce the amount of sugar that your intestines would absorb from your food. So not only was it telling your liver to make less sugar, but it was also helping your body take in less sugar from your meals. This two-pronged approach appeared to explain its powerful effects quite neatly. With these two explanations, reducing sugar production in the liver and limiting sugar absorption in the gut, the case seemed closed. Metformin was a safe, effective, and well-understood drug. It was a perfect example of a medical success story, a reliable tool in the fight against a growing global health problem. We had used it for decades, and its benefits were clear. But as is often the case in science, there was a deeper, more fascinating layer to this story just waiting to be uncovered. A 60-year-old mystery was about to have a surprising new chapter written. Just when we thought we had the full picture, a team of curious researchers decided to take another look. They started to wonder if the liver and gut were truly the only places where metformin was working. After all, the body is an incredibly complex and interconnected system. Could there be another player involved that we had overlooked for all these years? This question led them to conduct a new groundbreaking study. The results were quite astonishing and have begun to change everything we thought we knew about this common diabetes drug. It turns out metformin was on a secret mission to a very important and unexpected destination. The new research revealed that metformin does something quite remarkable. It crosses into the brain. This was a huge surprise. The brain is protected by a special barrier, a bit like a very selective security guard that controls what substances can get in and out. The fact that metformin could pass through this barrier and directly influence the brain was a revelation. It suggested that the drug's effects on blood sugar might not just be happening in the body's periphery like the liver and gut. Instead, the body's central command center, the brain itself, was also being directly affected. This opened up a whole new avenue of investigation. The researchers found that when metformin entered the brain, it wasn't just a passive visitor. It was actively working there to help control blood sugar levels. This finding was like discovering that the driver of a car doesn't just use the pedals, but also has a secret button on the steering wheel that helps control the engine's speed. It meant that our understanding of how to manage diabetes was missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. The brain, it seemed, had a much more direct role in the immediate effects of this medication than anyone had previously suspected. It was a classic case of science revealing a hidden mechanism right under our noses. This discovery fundamentally challenges the old established model. It doesn't mean the old ideas about the liver and gut are wrong. Metformin certainly still works in those places. However, it adds a powerful new dimension to the story. It tells us that to truly understand how metformin helps people with diabetes, we have to look at the whole system, including the brain. The drug is far more sophisticated than we gave it credit for. It is not just a simple tool working on the body's plumbing. It is a clever substance that communicates directly with the master controller of our entire metabolism. So, if metformin is working in the brain, where exactly is it going and what is it doing? The researchers pinpointed a specific tiny region deep inside the brain. This area is called the ventromedial hypothalamus, or VMH for short. You can think of the VMH as a critical control room for your body's energy balance. It is a hub of activity that helps manage your appetite, your body weight, and, crucially, your blood sugar levels. It constantly monitors signals from all over your body and makes adjustments to keep everything running smoothly. It is a bit like the thermostat in your house, but instead of temperature, it is regulating your body's fuel. Within this VMH control room, there is a special group of brain cells, or neurons, that are particularly important. These are known as SF1 neurons. These SF1 neurons act like highly sensitive sugar detectors. Their job is to sense the amount of glucose available to the brain and then send out instructions to the rest of the body based on that information. For example, if they sense that sugar levels are getting too high, they can send signals to the liver and other organs to take action and bring those levels back down. They are the key operators sitting at the control panel making the vital decisions. Here is where the new discovery becomes truly exciting. The study found that metformin directly activates these SF1 neurons. When the drug enters the brain and reaches the VMH, it essentially gives these special neurons a jolt, making them more active. This activation tricks the brain into thinking that sugar levels are higher than they actually are. In response to this signal, the activated SF1 neurons then send out powerful commands throughout the body, instructing it to lower blood sugar. This is a completely different mechanism from what we previously understood, one that starts right in the brain. This brain-centered action helps explain why metformin is so effective. It is not just working from the bottom up by telling the liver and gut what to do, it is also working from the top down, with the brain's central command issuing direct orders. It is like having both a local factory manager and the company's CEO working together to solve the same problem. This dual action, influencing both the body and the brain, makes the drug's effect much more powerful and comprehensive. It's a beautifully elegant system that we are only just beginning to appreciate. This incredible discovery does more than just solve a 60-year-old medical mystery. It opens up a world of new possibilities for treatments. Now that we know the brain, and specifically the SF1 neurons in the VMH, are a key target for metformin, we can start to think differently about developing drugs for diabetes. In the future, scientists might be able to design new medications that are even more targeted. Imagine a drug that is specifically designed to activate only these SF1 neurons without affecting other parts of the body. This could lead to more effective treatments with fewer side effects. The implications may even go beyond diabetes. For years, scientists have observed that people who take metformin seem to have a lower risk of certain age-related conditions. This was always a bit of a puzzle. But now, with the knowledge that metformin directly impacts the brain, we have a potential explanation. It is possible that the drug's action in the brain has protective effects that go far beyond blood sugar control. Some researchers are now exploring whether metformin could help slow down aspects of brain aging or protect against neurodegenerative diseases. This is a thrilling area of active research. This new understanding could also lead to combination therapies that are much smarter than what we have today. For example, a patient might take a small dose of a drug that targets the SF1 neurons in the brain, along with another medication that works primarily on the liver. By combining these targeted approaches, we could achieve better blood sugar control with lower overall doses of medication, which would be a fantastic outcome for patients. It is all about working more intelligently with the body's own complex systems, now that we understand them a little better. In the end, the story of metformin is a wonderful reminder that science is a journey of continuous discovery. A drug we thought was simple and fully understood has turned out to have a secret life within our own brains. It shows us that even the most common medicines can hold surprising secrets. As we continue to unravel these complexities, we're not just gaining knowledge, we are paving the way for a future with better, safer, and more effective treatments for diabetes, and potentially many other conditions. The trusty old friend we have known for 60 years has just shown us it has a few more amazing tricks up its sleeve.